that the Sphinx is just 4,500 years old. By all means, yes, 2500 BC, the ancient Egyptians were there, but I believe they found the Sphinx already created and already heavily eroded, and that they then recarved its head into the head of a pharaoh. And that head, as Robert Schoch and others have pointed out, is way too small in relation to the body. That makes sense if it was a heavily eroded lion head, which was then later cut down into the head of a pharaoh.
In the heart of Egypt's timeless sands, a mystery as old as civilization itself stands, the Great Sphinx. For years, this ancient archaeological marvel has captivated archaeologists and historians alike. In a monumental breakthrough, scientists have unlocked the long-hidden secrets of the Great Sphinx. What secrets lie hidden behind this ancient portal? Could it rewrite history as we know it? Join us on a journey into the unknown, as scientists finally crack the mysteries of Egypt's ancient Sphinx, hidden passages, and forbidden tunnels. The Sphinx, an ancient monument, has sparked endless debates and speculations over the years. Legends speak of hidden tunnels and chambers, while modern scientific studies hint at possible undiscovered spaces beneath and within the Sphinx. One particularly intriguing feature is a forbidden passage at the back of the monument, long the subject of intense curiosity. This passage was first uncovered by renowned Egyptologists Zahi Hawass and Mark Lehner. The excavation began when an old worker recalled a secret tunnel near the Sphinx's tail. They removed a single stone, revealing a descending passage leading under the Sphinx. For 3 weeks, they explored the depths of this mysterious shaft, shrouded in darkness. Despite thorough searching, they found nothing concealed beneath the Great Sphinx. The excavation yielded only disappointment, an empty tunnel, meticulously documented in a 16-page report with a handful of photographs and illustrations, mostly depicting the entrance and exterior views of the Sphinx. These rare images and the limited information available have left many questions unanswered. According to the researchers, they searched every inch but found nothing hidden underneath. A few bold souls took great risks to explore the back end of the Sphinx when the authorities were distracted. They had mere seconds before getting caught, yet they managed to capture some forbidden glimpses. The images they captured show a previously unknown tunnel that ascends into the heart of the Sphinx itself. These images reveal a passage boarded up within the Sphinx, unseen from the outside. It's a tunnel that leads upward and eastward, suggesting secrets kept hidden within the ancient monument. This discovery challenges what we were told about there being nothing underneath the Sphinx. While this particular tunnel may be a dead end, it's what's inside that counts. These photos hint at more secrets waiting to be uncovered. They align with ground radar images showing possible cavities within the Sphinx in the same direction as this mysterious boarded-up tunnel. The journey into the Sphinx's secrets has just begun. These revelations open up a new chapter in our understanding of this ancient marvel, promising more mysteries to unravel beneath its stony gaze. Unveiling ancient mysteries. The Osiris Shaft, opening in the causeway linking the Sphinx to the second pyramid, immediately captivates with its intricate design, a symbol of ancient engineering prowess. It's a webbed structure spanning 3 levels, seamlessly blending practicality with a hint of the mystical. The Osiris Shaft opens with a marvel of ancient Egyptian ingenuity and craftsmanship. Its design alone is proof of the remarkable skills of its builders. Imagine the precision required to carve these chambers directly into the solid bedrock, revealing a deep understanding of the Earth's structure. Upon entering, you're met with a meticulously crafted rectangular opening that marks the beginning of your descent. This isn't just a simple hole. It's a carefully engineered vertical shaft plunging nearly 10 meters underground. Consider the immense effort it must have taken to extract and shape the limestone using tools fashioned from tougher stones and metals alongside the use of ropes and wooden supports. Such craftsmanship underscores the Egyptians' advanced engineering prowess. The initial chamber, while unadorned with lavish decorations or treasures, exudes a quiet purpose. It serves as a preliminary space, perhaps for preparatory rituals or moments of contemplation before delving deeper. Yet, the true intrigue awaits as you progress to the second level. Here, another shaft descends a further 20 meters, revealing a more intricate chamber. These shafts suggest they may have served as passages for burials or symbolic representations of the journey to the afterlife. This deeper exploration unveils layers of mystery and invites speculation about the rituals and beliefs that shaped ancient Egyptian culture. Descending to the third level is where the exploration takes a dramatic turn. Another descent down a shaft brings you an impressive 30 meters beneath the surface. Here, at the heart of the chamber, rests a substantial stone sarcophagus. It's more than just a burial site. It's a symbolic homage to Osiris's legendary tomb. The chamber's partial submersion in water from the natural aquifer enhances its mystical aura, evoking themes of rebirth and purification deeply rooted in Egyptian mythology. Each level within this structure serves a distinct, mysterious purpose. Descending to its lowest point unveils a striking sight: a large stone sarcophagus resting in a chamber partially submerged in water. Here, the scene evokes a vivid portrayal of the ancient Egyptian underworld, seemingly crafted beneath our very feet. It's as though they crafted their own version of the afterlife, concealed deep within the heart of the Giza Plateau. Moving further into this level reveals 6 empty burial shafts, a surprising discovery that leaves archaeologists pondering their purpose. Were these shafts emptied by plunderers, or were they intentionally left vacant? This level offers a glimpse into ancient burial practices and rituals, although many details remain elusive. Despite the absence of inscriptions, a form of ancient signage that could have provided crucial historical insights, the artifacts scattered throughout the shaft speak volumes. Pottery shards, fragments of stone vessels, and other small relics act as breadcrumbs leading us back through time, suggesting that the Osiris Shaft likely dates to the New Kingdom period. Investigating the shaft is similar to detective work, where each clue contributes to unraveling the mystery of its origins. Yet among the most touching discoveries are the mummified remains discovered in smaller chambers surrounding the central sarcophagus. While studying grand monuments and temples provides valuable historical context, encountering these human remains offers a profound connection to the people of ancient Egypt. Analyzing these preserved individuals offers a rare glimpse into their daily lives, their diets, lifestyles, and perhaps even the circumstances of their deaths. Notably, the Osiris Shaft is named after Osiris himself. Osiris is not your ordinary deity. He's the ancient Egyptian god who reigns over the afterlife, death, and rebirth. According to legend, Osiris faced betrayal from his brother Set, leading to a gripping tale of death, dismemberment, and eventual resurrection that could rival any epic movie storyline. His devoted wife Isis painstakingly gathered his scattered remains and performed rituals to revive him. Osiris's saga is central to Egyptian mythology, symbolizing the enduring cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The Osiris Shaft stands as a three-dimensional testament to this ancient Egyptian epic. Deep within its depths lies a chamber submerged in water, symbolizing the underworld. Picture yourself facing a monumental stone sarcophagus, representing Osiris's tomb, a profound symbol of his journey through death and his crucial role as the ruler of the afterlife. But why construct such a place? One intriguing theory suggests that the Osiris Shaft served as a site for initiation rituals. Imagine it as a spiritual training ground where participants underwent symbolic trials mirroring Osiris's own ordeal of death and resurrection. These rites were not mere ceremonies. They were believed to impart hidden knowledge and speed up a spiritual transformation in those initiated. Some speculate that the shaft's design was intricately aligned with celestial bodies, reflecting the stars associated with Osiris and the afterlife. It seems the shaft was envisioned as a conduit linking Earth to the heavens, an architectural representation of the soul's journey beyond death. What truly captivates is how the physical layout of the Osiris Shaft and the artifacts unearthed within resonate with ancient Egyptian texts like the Pyramid texts and the Book of the Dead. These texts illuminate the Egyptian perspective on the afterlife, replete with symbolism of water, boats, and the profound significance of sarcophagi. The shaft itself appears like a petrified rendition of these ancient scrolls, a tangible link to the beliefs and customs of a civilization long past, entombed within the limestone of the Osiris Shaft. The evolution of the Osiris Shaft. One entrance to the Osiris Shaft is located to the south, while another lies to the north. Looking at photos from a 2011 expedition into the Osiris Shaft system, we can observe how the northern entrance to the tunnel system has transformed over time. In these older images, the primary opening appears as a weathered hole descending into the bedrock, showing no signs of chisel marks. Adjacent to it on the left is a secondary eroded tunnel. Back then, the main opening stood about 6 feet tall and provided an unobstructed entry into the underground tunnel. However, today, much of this opening has been sealed off with a concrete wall. The depression below it, seen in the older images, has been filled with sand, presumably to obscure this northern entrance from public view. Additionally, the secondary tunnel on the left has also been filled in and covered with sand. Recent visitors to the Giza Plateau, who remember the site from earlier times, note these significant changes. What was once a conspicuous gaping hole into the causeway is now largely hidden by sand and modern construction. The stark contrast between past and present is striking, leaving many surprised by the alterations to this historically significant location. This intentional effort to obstruct access to the site supports the notion that the Osiris Shaft was not originally intended for regular entry to its contents. There were no ladders or other easy ways to descend. The ladders we see today were installed later by archaeologists. Another curious detail is why the builders chose to bring massive granite boxes underground instead of simply carving burial chambers into the bedrock. Using lids alone would have been a simpler approach. Additionally, the sarcophagi are made from a different type of stone than the shaft itself, and they bear no inscriptions, which leaves us pondering their true purpose. The shaft itself was carved directly from solid bedrock, devoid of any stonework that could help date its construction. This absence makes it challenging to determine its age through conventional methods. Stone dating techniques applied to these mysterious sarcophagi indicate their extreme antiquity, with one crafted from a particularly strange type of stone. A rough estimate suggests each of the sarcophagi weighed around 40 tons, a significant weight to handle. Imagining how these massive objects were lowered by ropes and kept stable challenges the imagination. Perhaps water in the shaft played a role in this process. Any error during the lowering could potentially block the entire shaft entrance permanently due to the immense weight of the sarcophagus. Despite the risk, the builders seemed confident in their ability to manage this delicate operation within the shaft's confines. On the south wall of Level 2, there stands a massive black stone sarcophagus. Its surface is coated with a thin film of bitumen, revealing something intriguing underneath. Upon closer examination, a wide area beneath the bitumen appears illuminated in a white color, typically associated with metals. This metallic coating beneath the bitumen is predominantly composed of lead, with traces of zinc, iron, titanium, and arsenic. The presence of these elements suggests that the stone surface might have been treated or painted over, but the purpose of this metallic layer remains unclear. The Dayite sarcophagus mystery. One prominent feature of the Osiris Shaft is a massive gray sarcophagus situated on the north wall, undoubtedly the most intriguing object within the Osiris Shaft. What makes it particularly unusual is its composition. Through X-ray diffraction analysis, researchers identified the mineral as dacite. This mineral, dacite, is unprecedented in any other artifact throughout ancient Egyptian history, making this sarcophagus truly unique. Geologists, who have extensively studied Africa and spent years in Egypt, pointed out that there are no known dacite deposits on the entire continent capable of producing a sarcophagus of this size. This revelation suggests that the sarcophagus was not originally from Egypt, but likely imported from beyond Africa, possibly transported by sea from regions like Europe or the Black Sea. To pinpoint its exact origin, further investigations into dacite deposits are necessary. Dacite is an igneous rock primarily composed of feldspar and quartz, with tiny crystals that require a microscope for identification, giving it a dull appearance. The locations where dacite veins are known to exist are hundreds of miles away from the Osiris Shaft. This distance underscores the logistical challenges and immense costs involved in transporting such a large block of stone, weighing over 40 tons, across desert terrain without a direct water route to Giza. So the natural questions arise. How did they manage it, and why go to such lengths? Instead of obtaining granite from Aswan or basalt from Fayum, why did they opt for this incredibly difficult choice? Moreover, if they found a way to accomplish this once, why wasn't it repeated throughout Egyptian history? The discovery of dacite in this sarcophagus was just the beginning of surprises. Subsequent research provided dating results placing the sarcophagus as far back as pre-dynastic times, around 3350 BC. This date is approximately 850 years earlier than the generally accepted construction period of the Giza pyramids, which places it in the Old Kingdom, and possibly nearly a millennium older than the time of Khufu and the Fourth Dynasty. The breakthrough in dating came through a new technique that calculates the last exposure to light of two stone pieces pressed together. This method, developed by Professor Ioannis Laritsis, enables direct dating of ancient monuments and artifacts made from granite, basalt, and sandstone using optical thermoluminescence. Imagine a granite block before it's cut and shaped to fit into a wall. Inside this block, imagine a tiny crystal of granite. This crystal absorbs electrons from the surrounding radiation in its environment. These electrons fill microscopic holes in the crystal called electron traps. When the crystal is abruptly exposed to sunlight after being carved out of the granite, the energy from the sunlight causes all the trapped electrons to rush out of their traps. Within a few hours, the crystal becomes completely devoid of electrons, and all its traps are empty. Then, when darkness falls and the crystal is pressed against another granite block, it remains shielded from sunlight indefinitely. Over time, electrons slowly begin to fill the traps again from ambient radiation, a process that takes a very long time. Professor Laritsis referred to this process as the bleaching of the granite crystal by sunlight. The emptying of its electron traps can be likened to setting a stone clock to zero. When the crystal is shielded from sunlight once more, electrons start filling the traps again naturally. This restarts the crystal's clock. By measuring the number of electrons in the crystal at any point after it was last exposed to sunlight, scientists can determine how many years have passed since it was last bleached by the sun. This method allows for accurate dating of the crystal and, by extension, the granite block in which it resides. A quest through history. Graham Hancock is a provocative figure in discussions about ancient civilizations, renowned for his intriguing books like Fingerprints of the Gods and Magicians of the Gods. His ideas often challenge mainstream archaeology, focusing on the concept of an advanced civilization lost to history. According to Hancock, This civilization possessed knowledge of architecture and mathematics far beyond what we attribute to early human societies. The Osiris Shaft plays a significant role in Hancock's theories, viewed as a potential relic from this ancient civilization. Its intricate design suggests it could hold clues about this mysterious society's technological prowess and cultural beliefs. Hancock speculates whether the shaft's age surpasses conventional timelines or if it was constructed using knowledge passed down from this enigmatic civilization. Hancock proposes that the shaft's orientation might signify connections to celestial events or constellations linked to Osiris, symbolizing themes of life, death, and rebirth in Egyptian mythology. Hancock's research implies that Egypt's monuments are part of a broader cosmic plan, each contributing a piece to understanding our ancient past. The Osiris Shaft, with its mysteries, could potentially unveil more about our ancestors' relationship with the cosmos and their quest for spiritual meaning. Hancock's theories are often centered around global cataclysms, particularly those triggered by comet impacts approximately 12,800 to 11,600 years ago, during a period known as the Younger Dryas. He suggests that these catastrophic events could have led to the downfall of the advanced civilization he posits existed. When examining the water that fills the lower levels of the Osiris Shaft, Hancock sees more than just groundwater seepage. He interprets it as a symbolic reminder of ancient deluges, epic floods that, according to his hypothesis, profoundly affected this lost civilization. This water within the shaft becomes a marker of the devastating global floods that Hancock believes shaped the history of humanity. Hancock challenges mainstream archaeologists and prehistorians by suggesting that multiple ancient cataclysms have occurred, events that may have left behind traces unrecognized as human-made artifacts. He proposes that investigating such phenomena could reveal new insights into our ancient past that have been overlooked or dismissed. Robert M. Schoch, a geologist, introduced a compelling theory in the 1990s regarding the age of the Sphinx. His observation focused on peculiar erosion patterns around the Sphinx and its vicinity. Unlike the expected wind and sand erosion typical in Egypt's desert climate, these patterns appeared more consistent with water erosion. This discovery hinted that the Sphinx might have been constructed much earlier than previously believed. Hancock took a keen interest in Schoch's theory and has supported it since the early 1990s. The established view among Egyptologists is that the Great Sphinx dates back approximately 4,500 years, although no inscriptions confirm this timeline. However, independent researcher John Anthony West as well as Robert Schoch argue persuasively that the Sphinx's origins are far more ancient. Hancock, known for challenging conventional historical narratives, found Schoch's theory compelling because it suggests the Sphinx existed during a period when Egypt experienced significant rainfall, estimated to be around 8,000 to 10,000 BCE. The idea that heavy rainfall might have caused the erosion we observe on the Sphinx today is both intriguing and contentious. Traditional archaeologists have long dated the construction of the Sphinx to the reign of Pharaoh Khafre, based on its location within the Giza Pyramid complex and stylistic comparisons with other artifacts from that period. However, Schoch introduced a provocative theory challenging this timeline. Schoch's hypothesis suggests that the Sphinx could be much older than previously believed, possibly dating back to the Neolithic era if it was built during a period when Egypt experienced more rainfall. This reevaluation would profoundly reshape our understanding of ancient Egyptian history. To Schoch's perspective, put it simply, the Sphinx did not originate with Khafre in the 4th dynasty. Instead of the typical erosion patterns expected from wind and desert sands, the Sphinx exhibits distinct features such as deep cracks, undulating lines on its limestone surface, and smooth, rounded contours. These features are characteristic of water erosion rather than wind or sand abrasion. It's noteworthy that limestone, the material of the Sphinx, varies in hardness across its layers, making it particularly prone to water-induced wear. Schoch noticed something fascinating about the erosion patterns on these layers. The damage couldn't just be from wind and sand. It looked like water had played a major role. This discovery got even more exciting when Schoch examined the climate history of the Sahara Desert and the Giza area. He found out that between 10,000 and 5,000 BCE, this region wasn't a dry, arid desert as it is now. Instead, it was quite wet because of a period known as the Neolithic subpluvial phase. This period brought much more rainfall, transforming the area into a lush and water-rich landscape. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. In the heart of Cairo, amid the bustling streets and ancient mysteries, stood the Great Sphinx of Giza, its weathered limestone gaze fixed upon the horizon. For centuries, its enigmatic presence had stirred the imagination of historians and adventurers alike. Yet, it was not until recently that a team of brave scientists made a breakthrough that would shake the world. An expedition led by a renowned archaeologist had finally unlocked the long-hidden hatch atop the Sphinx's head, a hatch whose secrets had captivated scholars for generations. As the Egyptian sun climbed high, casting golden rays over the desert sands, the team gathered around the ancient structure, anticipation crackling in the air. With a mixture of fear and excitement, they carefully unlocked the hatch. It creaked open, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. Heartbeats quickened as they descended, flashlights piercing the gloom. The air was thick with the scent of history and the weight of untold centuries. At the bottom, they found a chamber unlike any they had imagined. Hieroglyphs adorned the walls, illuminated by the flickering light of their torches. In the center of the chamber lay a perfectly preserved artifact, an ornate golden amulet, etched with symbols that seemed to pulse with ancient power. As they examined the artifact, they knew their discovery would change everything. News of their breakthrough spread quickly across the globe. Scientists finally opened the secret hatch on top of Egypt's ancient Sphinx, blared headlines worldwide. The world held its breath, eager to uncover the mysteries that lay buried beneath the sands of time. Extensive, underground tunnels. The tunnels at the bottom of the Osiris Shaft could connect to an extensive network of underground passages beneath the Giza Plateau. On the third level, there's a section resembling a tunnel that hasn't been fully excavated yet. It's intriguing why it hasn't been explored more thoroughly. Similar vertical shafts in other structures often lead to subterranean complexes, so these tunnels are likely interconnected. Interestingly, the ancients were known for exploring many of these tunnels. At that time, many of the tunnels and shafts didn't have ceilings. There's a rumor that someone traveled underground from Saqqara to the Giza Plateau, but whether this is true remains uncertain. What is confirmed, however, is the existence of extensive underground tunnels spanning kilometers. For instance, the tunnels at Tuna El Gabel stretch for about 3 kilometers, while those beneath the Step Pyramid, if laid out in a straight line, would cover around 5.6 kilometers. Additionally, there are 5 levels of tunnels under the Step Pyramid and 3 levels beneath the Giza Plateau pyramids. The significance of these findings lies in how these subterranean structures, carved into the bedrock, are connected to the pyramids rather than being separate entities. Descending into the first tunnel, there's a noticeable amount of wind erosion, and at the bottom, water is present, indicating that the tunnels are at the same level as the Nile's water table. Efforts to pump out this water have been ongoing since 2012, but it persists, possibly because the area used to be part of the Nile's course, with the limestone bedrock storing significant amounts of water. So, were these tunnels meant for travel or water flow? Given how easily they fill with water, the idea that they were designed for water management rather than for people to walk through seems more practical. Echoes of a lost civilization. Hancock has a captivating theory about an ancient civilization that predates the well-known early societies like the Egyptians, Sumerians, and the people of the Indus Valley. Imagine an advanced society disappearing almost overnight, leaving only fragments of its existence behind. Hancock proposes that this civilization wasn't confined to a single location, but had a global presence. He believes that after the disaster that wiped out that world, the survivors spread out across the world, sharing their advanced knowledge and helping to jumpstart other ancient cultures. Hancock also delves into myths and oral traditions from various cultures, treating them as potential historical records rather than mere folklore. He's particularly fascinated by the recurring flood myths found in different cultures, viewing them as a collective memory of a significant real event that impacted this lost civilization. He explains that floods of icy meltwater, released by the heat and kinetic energy of comet impacts, flowed off the North American ice cap into the Atlantic Ocean. This influx disrupted the Gulf Stream, a crucial part of Earth's climate system, leading to sudden and dramatic cooling. Hancock's theories extend to architectural marvels across the globe. He's fascinated by the engineering and architectural prowess demonstrated in structures like the pyramids of Egypt, Stonehenge, and the megalithic sites of South America. According to Hancock, these wonders showcase the sophisticated skills and advanced knowledge of this lost ancient civilization, inviting us to reconsider our understanding of human history. Hancock believes that the remarkable precision and detail in ancient constructions suggests that those early builders had access to advanced knowledge and technology, far beyond what we typically credit them with. For example, at Pumapunku in Bolivia, the stones are cut with such incredible accuracy that it seems like they must have used highly advanced tools. He is especially intrigued by the techniques used to build massive structures, marveling at how huge stones were perfectly fitted together, often without any mortar. These stones, weighing several tons, were not just moved, but also positioned with amazing precision, indicating a deep understanding of engineering principles and possibly clever uses of leverage and pulley systems. Hancock's fascination doesn't end with construction techniques. He is also captivated by the mathematical and geometrical knowledge these ancient structures reveal. He points out the use of the golden ratio and precise angular measurements, which demonstrate a sophisticated grasp of math and geometry. Take the Great Pyramid of Khufu, for instance. Its alignment, perfectly level base, and precise angles are, in Hancock's view, clear evidence of advanced geometric and engineering skills. Furthermore, Hancock highlights the monumental buildings in Mesoamerica, such as the Pyramid of the Sun at Teotihuacan and the Mayan pyramids. He emphasizes their architectural sophistication, urban planning, and the use of large stone blocks. To Hancock, these achievements point to a level of technological proficiency and knowledge far exceeding what we have traditionally believed these ancient cultures were capable of. Hancock also delves into the fascinating concept of precession, which refers to the slow, gradual wobble in Earth's rotation that takes about 26,000 years to complete a full cycle. He explores how the Giza pyramids are aligned with the stars in Orion's belt, and how the Great Sphinx aligned with the constellation Leo during a period known as the Age of Leo, around 10,000 BCE. Hancock believes that these alignments are not coincidental but intentional, suggesting that the ancient builders had a sophisticated understanding of this complex astronomical phenomenon. Where do you think the builders of the Sphinx got their architectural skills from? Let us know your opinion in the comments below.